The arena shook with alien laughter. Earth had sent a human, alone, silent, and dressed like a shadow. No armor, no weapon. Just eyes that did not blink. When the gates opened, no one believed he would last 10 seconds. What happened next? Silenced an empire. Before we dive deep into the story, subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful and thought-provoking stories. Let's go in deep. The galactic arena was not a battlefield. It was a message, a place where empires proved their power in front of thousands of alien species. The arena floated in deep space, built on the bones of defeated civilizations. Its walls were tall and black, stained by centuries of blood and pride. Every seat was filled with creatures from across the galaxy, their voices a mixture of growls, screeches, and mechanical hums. They did not come to watch fights. They came to watch humiliation. Only the strongest were invited to compete. The fastest, deadliest, and most feared warriors stood inside the center ring to test their skill, and to crush anyone foolish enough to challenge them. The crowd did not care who won. They only wanted to be entertained. At the heart of this chaos stood the Volcari, the reigning champions of the arena for over 60 years. Their armor shined like fire. Their claws had ended dozens of challengers. In seconds, their leader Korak had never lost a single match. He called himself the Breaker of Worlds, and the crowd cheered every time he tore another warrior apart. Then, the gate to the challenger's side creaked open. No war cry. No glowing weapon. Just footsteps, and out stepped a figure wrapped in black cloth, face hidden, body still. No armor, no shield, no visible tech. It was a human. The arena exploded with laughter. Some aliens fell out of their seats. Others hissed in disbelief. Earth had sent someone to fight in the arena. Had they gone mad? But the human did not flinch. He did not look at the crowd. He simply stood still, like he was waiting for something. And that stillness was the first thing that made Korak stop smiling. The Arena Council had never invited Earth before. They said humans were too primitive, too slow, too emotional, too weak to compete on a galactic stage. For decades, Earth watched from a distance, as stronger planets battled in the ring, their champions gaining honor, fame, and control. But something had changed. A silent transmission reached Earth from the Council, not a challenge, a test. They wanted to humiliate Earth in front of the galaxy, to remind others that humans had no place among warriors. Earth accepted, but they did not send a team. They did not send a soldier in high-tech armor. They did not send a cyber-enhanced brute. They sent one man. He had no name on record, no history. Just a flight log and a sealed capsule marked with a single word: observe. When the shuttle landed near the arena, the guards laughed. The Volcari offered no welcome. Some even bet on how fast he would be defeated. But the human did not speak. He bowed once, not to the council, not to the crowd, but to the floor of the arena itself. Then he entered the gate without a word. What no one knew was that this was not Earth's first warrior. It was Earth's last message. The doors of the arena hissed open, and the crowd leaned forward. Thousands of eyes locked on the single figure stepping through the fog. He moved without sound. No armor, no glowing tech, no shield generators or heavy weapons like the others before him. Just black robes wrapped tightly around his body. His face was hidden beneath a dark mask. His hands were empty. A whisper passed through the arena. Ninja. The word meant nothing to most of the galaxy, but to the few species who studied Earth's old war records, it meant danger. It meant speed. It meant precision. The Volcari warriors laughed anyway. One of them shouted, "Where is your blade, little shadow?" Another flexed his claws. The arena echoed with taunts and jokes, but the ninja did not answer. He stood still at the center of the ring, eyes locked forward. He did not look at the crowd. He did not look at the Volcari. He did not blink. One foot slid back into a ready stance. Slow, controlled, Silent. The announcer roared out the names. The crowd screamed. But inside the arena, there was only one sound, the steady breath of the human in black. The arena had never seen anything like him, and it was about to learn why silence is the deadliest sound of all. The moment the match countdown began, the arena turned wild with laughter. Volcari stomped their feet against the ground, pounding their fists on their armor. Some danced in circles, mocking Earth's representative with exaggerated moves. Others barked insults through their translator collars, voices twisted and cruel. He brought no weapon. One roared. Perhaps he thought this was a dance. Another howled. Even the council members smirked, their eyes glowing with amusement. They expected blood, not a fight. Just a quick, humiliating display. A message to remind Earth of its place. Far below the true powers of the galaxy. Korak, the leader of the Volcari, stepped forward and pointed a claw at the human. "You are not a warrior," he said, his voice amplified across the arena. "You are a shadow, and shadows vanish under real power." Still, the ninja said nothing. The crowd booed. Some threw scraps of old metal into the ring. The taunts grew louder, crueler. One Volcari stepped close and slammed a fist into the ground. Just inches from the human's feet. The ninja did not even flinch. He stood like stone, breathing slow, eyes focused. And that stillness, that refusal to react, began to eat away at the edge of the laughter. A few aliens stopped smiling. One leaned toward another and said, "Why is he not moving?" The answer was simple. Because he was not here to entertain. He was here to end it. A deep horn echoed through the arena, and the first trial began, the speed challenge. This was no ordinary race. It was a trap-filled gauntlet designed to kill. Blades shot from walls, floors opened into fire pits, and lasers scanned for any movement. Even trained alien warriors barely made it through alive. Korak grinned. "This will be quick," he muttered. The ninja stepped forward. No signal, no words, just a breath. And then he moved. The crowd did not cheer. They went silent. Because what they saw was not speed. It was something else. He slipped through the first gate like smoke. A spinning blade missed him by an inch, or maybe he made it miss. No one could tell. His body bent, twisted, flipped, flowed. He did not run. He glided. Sensors tried to track him but failed. The cameras blurred. The audience leaned forward, unsure if they were watching a man or a shadow. Two flame bursts shot from the floor. The ninja passed between them without breaking rhythm. A spear flew toward his chest. His head tilted, just slightly, and it passed by as if he had known it was coming before it even launched. One alien gasped. "He is predicting the course." Another said, "No, he is controlling it." In under 10 seconds, the ninja reached the final gate. He stopped, turned around. And bowed. The arena was silent. Even the Volcari did not speak, and in that silence, fear began to grow. The floor of the arena shifted with a deep mechanical rumble. Walls folded inward. From the center, a platform rose, carrying a single long blade. Smooth, razor-sharp, forged from alien metal designed to cut through even armored skin. Above it, red symbols flashed in the air. Blade trial initiated. Korak stepped forward with a roar. His own twin blades extended from his forearms, buzzing with energy. "Let us see if your Earth shadow bleeds," he growled. The ninja walked toward the weapon platform, unhurried. He picked up the blade, spun it once in his hand, not to show off, but to feel it. It was heavier than earth steel. The weight did not bother him. Then he raised it. The trial began. Korak attacked first, fast, brutal, violent, but the ninja blocked every strike. He did not step back. He stepped around. His blade moved like water, never wasting motion, never rushing. He used Korak's own force against him, deflecting each slash just far enough to stay untouched. The crowd started cheering again. Not for Korak, for the human. One Vokari warrior shouted, "He is reading him like a book." Korak's strikes grew wilder, faster. Rage took over Skilldot, and then, with one twist of the wrist, the ninja stepped inside Korak's guard and placed the edge of his blade against the alien's throat, not cutting Dot, just showing he could. Gasps echoed across the arena. Korak froze. The ninja lowered the blade. He stepped back Dot and dropped the weapon on the ground. Dot, he had passed the test, without drawing blood, for the first time in years. The galactic arena had no sound. No laughter, no jeers, no stomping, no roars. Just silence. Thousands of alien eyes stared at the human who had not just survived, but controlled every test. He had moved like a shadow, struck like a storm, and stopped inches from killing Earth's deadliest enemy by choice. Korak stood, frozen in the center of the arena, his blades retracted, breath shaking. His pride had taken hits before, but never like this. Never in front of the entire galaxy. He looked at the ninja and saw no anger, no victory. Just calm. And that was worse than defeat. Up in the council tower, leaders from distant systems whispered among themselves, "Who is he? Is Earth training more like him? Why send only one?" The questions began to spread like fire, because now they understood something no one wanted to say out loud. Earth had not come to win. Earth had come to show. The ninja had spoken no words, but his message was louder than any war cry. We are not weak. We are watching. And we are ready. The Vokari's image cracked in an instant, and the rest of the galaxy felt it. Fear, not from what they saw, but from what might come next. The human turned. He bowed and walked away, leaving behind only silence. As the ninja walked toward the exit gate, the arena screens lit up once more. Not with scores, not with rankings. With a single image. Earth. Not the Earth shown in alien reports, weak, chaotic, outdated. This was a new image, cities hidden under clouds. Movement too fast for satellites to track. A pulse of energy at the planet's core, glowing brighter with every frame. Then, the screen flickered. A message appeared in every known language. This was only a preview. The crowd froze. The Vokari generals stood from their command seats. Korak turned slowly, eyes wide, his voice barely a whisper now. They planned this. The ninja reached the arena gate and paused. For the first time he spoke. Only 5 words. We never stopped preparing. Ever. Then the lights in the arena dimmed. Not from a system error, but from a signal blackout Earth had triggered remotely. Every ship in orbit lost access to external feeds. The Council tried to override it. They could not, because Earth had learned quietly, hidden in plain sight. And while the galaxy mocked and dismissed them, they built something no one expected: control. The ninja's final move was not a strike. It was a signal, a message to the stars. Earth is awake, and we do not play by your rules anymore. Then, he stepped into the shadows and disappeared. The arena lights returned one by one, but something had changed, not on Earth, but in the minds of those watching. Across starships, homeworlds, and council chambers, beings who had once laughed at Earth now sat in silence, remembering every move, every moment, every message delivered without a single bullet fired. For so long, Earth had been mocked for its chaos, its emotions, its slow rise through technology. Other species saw it as disorganized, divided, and too late to join the galactic elite. But they had been looking at the surface. What they missed was what hid beneath. Earth's strength had never been in its machines, or weapons, or numbers. It had always been in its ability to adapt, to learn, to disappear. Until it was too late for anyone to stop them, they trained in shadows, not stadiums. They studied their enemies while pretending not to understand. They used time not to catch up, but to build differently. Earth was never behind. Earth was watching. And now, When they chose to send just one, not a soldier, not a politician, but a symbol, they were not asking for respect. They were giving a warning, one that every species in that arena would carry home like a scar, the warning that Earth was not just ready. It had already begun. Across the galaxy, the footage spread like wildfire, the silent warrior, the impossible movement, the words he left behind. Entire systems replayed the scene over and over, searching for answers, trying to understand how Earth, a world once dismissed as slow and simple, had just unmasked itself as something far more dangerous. But there was no answer, only a feeling. Fear, not of war, not of weapons, but of silence, of strategy, of a planet that let itself be mocked. Until it was time to speak. Now every empire wondered, how many more like him were there? How much had Earth hidden? How far were they willing to go? A single phrase began appearing across encrypted networks, whispered between leaders and military councils. If one ninja can silence an empire, what happens when they all arrive? The arena had been built to display dominance. But today, it had delivered a warning. To every species watching. To every ruler listening. To every star that still believed Earth was weak. That warning was simple: do not mistake patience for fear, and never underestimate Earth again. And just like that, Earth left its mark without a war, without a shout, just one move, one shadow, and one unforgettable message. If this story made your heart race, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves deep, powerful sci-fi. The next story will go even deeper.